This should be played at high volume.
It's the same convo, it's the same convo. It's the same convo, TSC. It's the same convo, it's TSC. It's the same convo, TSC. It's the same convo, it's TSC. It's the same convo, TSC. It's the same convo.
It's the same convo, SAME. This is the podcast of beats, and their whole team is complete. They feeding the streets, other people can't compete. Shit, you got Carlo, got Kenny, got Baba, got Uncle. You cannot forget Malik, and you got Ski. Yeah, the whole roster elite. They bringing the heat every week.
Welcome back. It's the same convo with your same host, Kenny, Malik, Carlil, and Bomba. And today we are joined by a special guest, one of our friends, Aaron Barksdale, the host of the Woke and the Unpopular Arena podcast. Aaron, what's going on? How you doing, bro?
How are we doing? I'm good. It's good to see everybody.
We got some lag going.
I was about to say it was lagging on you end a little bit. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's probably because my internet isn't great.
Okay, understandable. Kenny knows all about that. You feel me? So
Wow.
I'm saying
That's
it's
crazy.
usually you. It's usually you, Kenny.
Just catch
But-
strays.
But today, your boy got the sports segment, man. Before we get into it, whenever we got new guests, that's their first time joining, we like to ask what their favorite sports to watch are, their favorite sports teams, some of their favorite players. So, Aaron, if you could, give us a quick introduction just on you, your platforms, and then, answer the questions on your sports players, teams, sports you like to watch, all that.
Well, of course, I do my podcast called Woke. That's my main podcast. My second one is called The Unpopular Arena, where we debate our most unpopular opinions for most recent topics. I know Carlil joined us for the Avatar Legend of Korra episode. That was a lot of fun. Favorite teams. Wow, man. I'm a Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan forever. I was a Lakers fan in the dark days when we had, Jordan Farmar, Robert Sakar, Wesley Johnson.
Okay.
So I'm a Lakers fan.
For sure.
That's basketball. Football, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Have been for a while. Um, Baseball, I'm a Yankees fan.
Okay.
And when it comes to hockey, I'm a Boston Bruins fan. So
Okay.
I'm a little, oh yeah, yeah. So
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, today I'm glad you said the Lakers' favorite team because we got a lot of Lakers supporters on the pod right now, except for Kenny and Malik.
Huh?
Wait,
my-
what is?
Wait, Kenny, aren't you a Bulls fan?
Guess I'm a LeBron fan as well.
Okay, well, yeah, that counts. That counts. That counts. But today we will be talking NBA basketball. Now, hopefully we're not too late to talk about it, but we still gonna talk about it because it is still great. It's a milestone that's gonna hold the test of time in the NBA. Bam Adebayo last week scored 83 points, passing Kobe for the single most points scored in a game. Not quite the record because that is still held by Wilt Chamberlain. Many people think it's fake. I don't think it's fake, but right now you got Wilt, Bam, Kobe. So my first question for y'all, and I'm gonna let Aaron go first. Feel me?
well.
I'm gonna let Aaron go first. The guest gets to go first. What was your reaction when you saw Bam score 83?
I think for me, my reaction was cool. Um, Nothing like I wasn't like I got a boy who's a Heat fan. That was like all of his Instagram for the past few days is monumental, amazing, blah 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 blah. But I'm also not hating on it. I think when it comes to certain things, I look at the context of what happens and looking at how he got the 83, I was like, all right. But 83 is 83. That's how I look at it.
All right, Bomba, go ahead.
Uh, so honestly, once we reached halftime, and I think he had 43, I just thought to myself he was gonna go get it. You know, I just knew he was gonna get that 83 right then and there.
And it's monumental because I think that's the greatest sports accomplishment. I personally am one of those people that do not believe in the 100 points that Wilt had. So for him to come in and flick the bean, you know what I'm saying, move Kobe and get an
Lick
83.
the what?
The Kobe disrespect is
The
wild.
Kobe disrespect is crazy.
Ever since that man died, it's just been so easy to disrespect
Great, greatest accomplishment ever. And y'all know how I feel about Kobe. Kobe is the greatest basketball player to me. Second greatest. Second
Second
greatest.
greatest. Big P.
I mean, when I saw it, I thought that was pretty great. Honestly and truthfully, I believe it will probably happen more often if tanking keeps happening. But I'm not going to take anything away from Bam, but on Bomb, fuck. I
You're
mean,
not taking
Bam.
anything away from me. You okay.
it.
The flick the beam thing is kind of crazy, but we're
That's
gonna move on.
insane.
That is kind of
Uh,
insane. You might get canceled.
but
Um,
Bam did his thing. I think he was hooping. Some people think it was fluke, but at the end of the day, if people are not going to guard you and people wants to tank in the middle of a game, what else do you expect?
for sure, for sure. Kenny.
I got a lot to say.
Okay.
So, for one, the haters that's hating because it's disrespectful to Kobe, it's crazy as fuck because you saying that is disrespectful to Kobe. Because if anything, Kobe would have wanted him to go. Kobe's not the type of player that was like, oh, protect my records, protect my records. Kobe wants people to be hungry. Kobe wants people to have respect for the game. If they not guarding Bam or if Bam's having his way with a team, Kobe would have told him, kill them niggas. Score 200. Like, do
Mm-hmm.
abuse them niggas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the Wizards did whatever they did, they ain't got nothing to do. Their defense has nothing to do with Bam scoring. Like if they gonna play the way they play, Bam gets to do what he does in the response. Like I don't get the hate. I understand a lot of it was free throws, but if he's getting fouled, is he supposed to miss on purpose to not score the 83? I mean, people. I think people just don't understand that the records are there for young players to aspire to achieve. That's why the records are even there. That's why they're published for people. People dream about the days that they can, pass up their hero or do something that could put them in the books just like them. So
That's facts.
I completely disagree with everybody that's shitting on Bam. I think they're shitting on him because he's Bam Adebayo, not one of the people that are looked at as the face of the league. Like if LeBron would have did it, nobody would have said anything. If Giannis would have did it, nobody would have said anything. If Luka would have done it or Jokic would have done it, nobody would have said anything. It's the fact that it's not one of those perennial mega superstar players. That's the only issue. The last thing I want to say is just a response to Bamba. I didn't believe in the Wilt 100-point game either until I realized this man was 7'2" in a league full of people who can't even touch the top of his head because they can't jump, the mailman, and goaltending was legal back then. So I seen clips of his teammates shooting the ball, him literally going up, grabbing it, and scoring it for himself. So if he did a full game of that, I can see where he scored 100.
Man
Can I
averaged
add?
50.
Can I add this though with what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, go
I,
ahead.
I don't think this is me. I don't think that people wouldn't have had a problem if it wasn't anybody like a scorer. Like if KD, I think Kevin Durant is the only person who could have broken it and everyone would have been fine. But if LeBron would have did it,
Steph
it would have
Curry.
been Steph Curry would have broken it. I think it would have been fine too. But it's like everybody you name, me personally, I can see people having a problem with it. That's just me. Like
Luca?
I'm not disagreeing with the statement. Yeah, I think people because the narrative would have just been Luka's a ball hog. It
Facts.
wouldn't have been he's a great scorer. It would just been he's a ball hog. If KD would have did it, it's that's Slim Reaper. That's what he do. If
Also,
Devin Booker would have did it, that's just what he do. If
facts.
Steph Curry would have did it, that's just what he do. But if Luka did it or LeBron did it, they're a ball hog. I'm not the biggest LeBron guy, but I do think that would have been a narrative spun about him if he would have broken Kobe's record.
You know what the biggest rebuttal to that is? The
What?
original 81 record was by number 8 Kobe, the face of ball hog.
Oh wow.
Right.
So what are we talking about?
No, no, no. I don't disagree with that. I
No,
just
no,
know
I'm not saying this to
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah, yeah,
personally.
yeah.
I'm saying the people who would have tried to make the ball hog argument. Number 8 Kobe is literally the face of give me the ball.
So so since Kenny kind of brought it into his answer with the haters talking about Bam Adebayo, I guess I'll go to Bamba. How do you feel about the haters? Do you think they're valid in how they feel, or are you kind of agreeing with Kenny?
I think that I think they're valid in how they feel. However, you're still grasping at straws. Like it's okay for you to feel that way, like hate on it and feel like it's not deserved because of free throws. However, when we're looking at the way it happened, I'm not seeing somebody that was out here like, looking for fouls the way that Shea Gilgeous might do it or something like that. Like this guy was legit triple team. Granted, he still went and tried to score, but one thing we know about just accomplishments in general is that it comes with haters. So it's fair for people to feel how they want to feel, the disagreement, and just people feel that way simply because of Kobe. That's the only reason. This is just too close to the 81 that Kobe had, and it's just that disappointment that people have. But like Kenny said, if you're feeling like he was being a ball hog, he was not passing the ball, he forced it, somebody like Kobe was literally known for doing that on a consistent basis, especially in his youth. So really, there is no argument. It's just people mad at nothing, and that's just how the sport is.
For sure. Big P, you more on the hater side, or do you understand where everybody else coming from?
I mean, everybody has a have a way to feel, but at the end of the day, you're just grasping at straws, as Bomb is saying. Like at the end of the day, he was still hooping. He had 30 in the first quarter. At the end of the day, he was hooping. I don't know what everybody wants to sit there and say it's disingenuous. It's not the right way the game is played. If you get in the foul, you're going to the line. And if you want to continuously get triple team, I don't know what else you expect out of this, out of that type of situation. Because like I know when Luca dropped what 74, nobody batted an eye. When Booker dropped 70, nobody batted an eye. I can keep on doing. I mean, hell, people was upset when Klay Thompson got set out the fourth quarter when he had 60 points.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, it's like niggas gonna hoop. Niggas gonna have their most explosive time in the NBA. Everybody in the NBA can actually get off if they have the opportunity. So everybody just grasping on straws. I agree with Kenny. Fuck the haters.
for sure. Anybody else got any final thoughts on that question? I think everybody answered it. Aaron?
I think that this is just me personally. I
Hmm.
think that the internet has grouped people who also give fair criticism as also haters, with haters, because it's like, so like someone made a comment on the one of the ESPN posts, and they said basically, all respect to Bam for getting it, but let's also look at the game. They stopped playing defense on him in the second quarter. They really did. Like, so for two, three, and four of the quarters, he was getting pretty easy buckets. He wasn't getting like the Devin Booker buckets when he got 70, where he was getting double teamed and just pulling up over somebody and just knocking it down, or he was getting met at the rim by a big defender. Like, they just gave up. But that goes to Jalen Brown's comment of, it's like, don't get mad at Bam, get mad at the Wizards, because
Right.
they let him do it. Like, they stopped fighting, they stopped playing, they stopped going out there and doing what they're supposed to do, and he got 83. So that's, if you're gonna let him do it, what was he supposed to do? That's true. But I think that people make a comment like that and like, no, this is what happened during the game. This is why he got the 83. But then people automatically assume, oh, that person's just hating. When, like, no, that's just nuance of what happened. That does not take away from Bam getting 83, but it does provide context of, no, they gave up at the middle of the second quarter and he went off. That's not a that's not a slight to Bam, nor it should be. That's just really what happened.
Right. And I guess my follow-up question to all of y'all is, do y'all believe the discourse has became bigger than the game at this point? Because this is a 83-point game. You feel me? It's supposed to be a special moment. They tried to make it as special as they could after the game, especially with the post-game interviews. Stood on the podium with Asia Wilson being there, you feel me, as his girl. So yeah, my follow-up question would be like, was this moment as special as it needed to be, or do you feel like it was just now it's kind of like a whatever feeling because of so much discourse? Because I mean, as many of you stated, we've seen people score. We've seen players in the NBA score 70 points, I think 16 times now, over 70 and over. And it feels like each of those moments was probably special. We don't remember the Wilt Chamberlain ones because he got six of them. But it feels like each of those other moments were probably special moments that weren't ruined by media discourse. So do y'all feel like the media discourse is just taken away from this game overall, and it's not going to be remembered as one of the great games in the NBA? Anybody can start at this point.
I feel like unfortunately that's what's gonna happen. It's this is gonna be a not a forgotten game because the record is there, but it's not gonna be as legendary as it should be. Like we said, Kobe was one of those face of the league type players. So of course the 81 point game. There's a commercial about the 81 point game where he's like trolling Jalen Rose about it. Bam's not gonna get that. There's not gonna be a statue of Bam. There's not gonna be a Bam jersey in the rafters. There's gonna be nothing honestly that comes from this game other than 83 points in the record books.
For sure.
Hmm. See, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because I feel like that also depends on the rest of his career. Like
That's a good
who
point. That's a
Bam
good point.
becomes. Yeah, if Bam goes on to eventually win an MVP or like, maybe a championship with the Heat, then that solidifies him in NBA history. And then people will always bring about the argument that he was somebody that scored 83 points and whatnot. But also another thing too, I feel like something that people are forgetting nowadays is also like players are talented even outside of their roles. What I mean by that is that like somebody like we've had recently like a debate on one-on-one players and who we think would do well in those one-on-ones. And I personally brought up Bam because I feel like he's just one of those players that's complete. Unfortunately for him, he's just not talented enough to be like, one of those players that's outside handling the ball and doing whatnot. But he is somebody that is really talented. Unfortunately for you, you do have to play a role within the system. I feel like sometimes these moments that allow you to see the full potential of these players, like it needs to be celebrated. So people can try to take away from it, but the people that genuinely appreciate basketball, and we've seen it in the players or in us, like you're gonna give it its due respect. And I do feel like that people that are genuinely just looking for a basketball, because like we said, Kobe was known for being selfish. When Kobe was having his 81 point, I'm sure that most people were not happy about it because like he's being selfish. He's young. He should not be doing this. But he did it. Later on down the line with him proving himself, now we look back at it and we're just like, damn, that's historical. Because even with Will Chamberlain doing what he did before, this is the first confirmed highest scoring game. Like you feel me? Like 81 that's recorded that we know of. So now Bam has that. If Bam goes on to have a successful career, this should be in history. And I don't think that like just the people can make noise now, but noise does not stick to history. You feel me? This will.
For sure. For sure.
Hmm. Ah,
Come on, Mr. Barksdale. Come on.
it's like I get what you're saying, but it's like I get it, but I disagree to an extent because we've seen other great games in history that we've forgotten. Like, when's the last time we talked about Giannis's 50-point game to close out the NBA
Yes.
Finals? He had 50 points, I think like 11 boards,
On
seven
one
assists,
leg.
two blocks, and he was playing on one leg. Like we talked about that at the time, but I don't think we're going to talk about that in history. Dirk's one championship we talk more about than KD's two.
Yeah.
We talk more about that than Steph's four.
Yeah.
And it's like even like still like the point of like records of it's who is it? It's like certain records are so like very, very detailed. Like I personally like I said this on sports podcast I did my boys. It was like the what we'll call it, John Stockton's assist record. I said it's never gonna be broken. And my boy was like, nah, Chris Paul got a chance. I told him, I said, Chris Paul got to play 5 more years to beat it.
Facts.
And then 6 months later, he retired. But it's like even if Chris Paul would have broken that record, I don't think we still would have praised it as much as we could have because a lot of people just don't fuck with Chris Paul. But like it's when it comes like to media aspect, it's like we gotta look at personnel, who it is. We gotta look at how they did it. We gotta look at when they did it because like you look at Bam's 83-point game, it's Bam Adebayo against the tanking Washington Wizards on what a random Wednesday night when no one really gave a damn to watch that game.
Facts.
Versus it was like it's like Bam, like Giannis, the NBA Finals, the was a game five, and he had a 50-point double double.
The
And
close.
we still barely talk about that. But it was because he was in the finals as a Milwaukee Buck against the Phoenix Suns. The last time people really, really cared about the Suns like that, Barkley was playing.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it like that, but it's true. So it's just like
Yeah.
that's why I said like I slightly disagree, but I get what you're saying, and I feel you.
Can I present you with this point of view though? Because I feel
Absolutely.
like the difference between a game like what happened with Giannis that people might forget is that this is top two. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, in
Hmm.
accomplishment. So despite the person that it might be, it will be recorded in history as top two. So any conversation comes around with scoring, it gets brought up. Like, you feel me? So the
Yeah.
70 points, the 50 points, all that can get lost in the mix. But once you're like top three or top five, every list that you go to, like, they're gonna write your top five first, and then the rest is just like figure it out. Like, if you really want to look for it. So
Hmm.
whenever somebody's getting near that, regardless of Bam, like even if Bam like becomes a complete bust after this, you feel me? If that
Hmm.
conversation happens 10 years from now, when somebody nears that 80 or 81 or 82, Bam is gonna be brought back up. Because, for example, with us, nobody necessarily has a footage of that Will Chamberlain game. It's not even recorded on paper. You feel me? But people will always bring it up because no, it's not. But I'm saying people will bring it up.
It's go,
Nah,
go.
I don't believe it. I don't
It's
believe it.
recorded. I'm
But
looking at it.
people will always bring that game up, and regardless of my argument, people will be like, "No, it happened because 100." If people remember that, like that event, no matter what information is lacking, people are never gonna let you forget that. No matter
Mm.
who, like for example, you mentioned John Stockton. When's the last time we cared about John Stockton like that? For real. You feel me? But his
Mhm.
accomplishment will live forever, regardless of
Yeah.
what you don't know about basketball. If today you learn about basketball, you're gonna know what the name of John Stockton is because of his accomplishment.
For sure.
I feel
Um,
that. I think that's valid. I think that's valid.
and ending off on this question, then I got two more for y'all. Big P,
Uh,
you want me
I
to
agree with
repeat?
everything that Bamba and Aaron said. I think the only thing I like to add is it just depends on the narrative. As Bam continues with his career, if it goes gets all if he gets all defensive team defensive of the year or wins another a gold medal, all these accomplishments starts to pile up, and then obviously this will also continue to build up on the narrative as a positive versus a negative it is today. And it will just make him be a better player. So if he becomes worse, then yeah, it just gets lost in the sauce until somebody starts talking about like the leading scorers of the NBA of all time. But if he continues to get better and continues to make improvements with Heat or whatever team he's with in the near future, I believe the record will still become positive. But if he continues being worse or averaging like 15 points and 6 rebounds, then yeah, he'll get lost in the sauce for sure.
No, I feel that. All right, I appreciate everybody's answers on that. I got two. Oh my God, we lost Kenny. I got
Are you
two
here?
two last questions for y'all. So again, we've only seen 70 points scored 16 times in the NBA thus far. And majority of them have been done by Will Chamberlain, who's also scored the most points in the NBA game as 100. But if you could go, you could go back in time. If you could go back in time, who is one player you wish you could have seen score 70 or more points in a game that hasn't already done it? Go ahead, Bamba.
Mm.
I got two tied, and this is purely off of nostalgia and how I feel about these players, and that is Jeremy Lin. I feel like if he picked Lin Sanity with 70 points, brother, Jeremy Lin and D Rose.
D Rose. Okay.
Yes, D Rose. D Rose needed a 70 piece, man.
Okay. Uh I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just because I'm interested to see what he got to say. I'm gonna go Kenny. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Kenny, bro.
Any player to score 70 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna also say Derrick Rose,
of
and I'm
course.
gonna say LeBron James.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Rick
Um.
James.
I should have said Brian Scalabrine.
uh. Big P.
I would go Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Okay. Aaron?
For me, I'm gonna go Carmelo Anthony specifically when he first got to New York.
Okay. Okay. So mine were definitely Carmelo and also Clay Thompson. And then I got an honorable mention. I always got these. My honorable mention would have been Scottie Pippen. And
Mm.
Man, fuck that nigga.
the only reason I wish Scottie Pippen is because that would prove that he was more dynamic than Jordan, but we don't have to go through that route right now.
He
Um,
was.
Wait. Which year was Scottie Pippen? Like 95?
the one where he was leading the team by himself. So if that's the year, then yeah, that. Um, but yeah, just to show that he's more dynamic than Jordan because I hate Jordan. He wouldn't be a top 10 player in today's league.
Top
But
So
20.
Carlo,
I
Carlo.
knew you was a Jordan hater, bro. I knew you was a
Top
Jordan
20.
hater.
The thing is, we don't hate Jordan because of Jordan. We hate because old heads won't let his nuts go.
Oh God, I ain't here to discuss that topic.
nah, that wasn't on that wasn't on the list. I was going to add it, but this was going to take too long. It was going to take too long. But my final question for the night. So again, we've all just said the people that we wish we could have seen score 70. Now with let me go back to the main list. So all the current players that's playing in the NBA that score 70 plus so far. Of course, the most recent Bam Adebayo with 83 and 9, Luka Doncic 73 and 10, Joel Embiid 70 and 18, Damian Lillard 71 and 6, Donovan Mitchell 71 and 8, and then Devin Booker at 70 and 8. So
Hmm.
excluding DB, D Mitch, Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, and Bam Adebayo. Who do you think is the next superstar in the NBA? Or not? I mean, it doesn't even have to be superstar. Who do you think the next player in the NBA will be to score 70 plus?
Oh, I'm going Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown.
I hate to like interject. I didn't know. I didn't want to interrupt the
No,
order.
no, no.
Oh,
That's
go ahead.
totally fine. Can I get a quick reason why you think it's going to be Jalen Brown? Just a quick one.
This is just from what I was there. One, I like Jalen Brown a lot. I personally think he's better than Jason Tatum.
Same.
Um, but Jalen Brown always plays with a chip on his shoulder. And Jalen Brown always plays like he has to prove that he's better than what you think, while also showing that he is content with his success. And I think that he can do it because he has the capability and the skill set to do it. But I think it's going to really take something for him to do it because it's like he did the dunk contest when everyone was cracking on about his left hand when he really didn't have to.
Bugs.
If someone comes out and says, "Yeah, Jalen Brown's really not a scorer. He hasn't even cracked 50 yet." Okay. Like, all right.
Okay, no, for sure. I hate that you bring up the dunk contest because I would love to defend him on that, but then he jumped over Castanet sitting down, and that pissed me off more than anything. Like that was probably the worst part of that dunk, and he did it with the Michael Jackson glove on too. You know what? I'm not if I'm a go because I realize I have not been answering my own questions the whole night. So mine
Pause.
would be Wimby. Um, and my reasoning would be let a team play Wimby the way that the Washington Wizards played Bam Adebayo, and let that nigga be hot. I promise you, he's scoring 101. I promise you, he is. That's either Wimby or Giannis. Wimby or Giannis. Um, Bomba, go ahead, man. I'm interested to see who you got.
I got two people again. I was thinking either SGA. I feel like SGA can have a very controversial 70 point,
Yeah,
or Ant,
you said
Ant
Ant.
Edwards.
Okay. Nah, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
Ant
Big P.
Edwards.
So I actually had Ant, Giannis, and my honorable mention was gonna be SGA. And just based off the sheer fact of like how much he's been improving, especially after the Olympic Games. And Giannis, I just believe just off of a random given night, he might just drop 70, especially if all these teams start to tank. I can definitely see it happening.
For sure, for sure.
But Ant Barley will give you like that Kobe feel type of 70 points, to be honest.
I feel that. Great answer from our resident OKC fan. Been an OKC fan forever. Yeah, I'm definitely convinced. Kenny, 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 end us off, brother.
Thought
Was
I had
just
to
a little too
sneeze.
hot. Oh,
I
okay.
thought I had to sneeze. See, there's a key element for a player to score 70 plus,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got to have that give me that ball mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with SGA, and I'm going with Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
I think those are my top two.
Okay. Those are some great answers. Everybody has some great answers. Well, this isn't as chaotic as some of our past sports segments are, and I appreciate that because
Man, fuck Jordan.
oh my god,
Fuck LeBron.
oh my
Yeah, fuck
god,
LeBron.
Jordan.
I'm with you.
Everybody stop! No,
Fuck
everybody
him.
fucking stop.
My fault.
Cry more than a newborn. Lord have
Didn't he
mercy.
bring
Anyway,
y'all the most recent ring? And that's crazy.
I don't care, dog. I don't care.
Because you don't deserve it.
Take out that bullshit playing tournament. We've only went to the playoff twice in his 9 years there.
You're welcome.
They gonna keep showing that same layup highlight that of Jordan that 85% of the NBA can do now.
95.
95% of the NBA can do now.
99. My bad.
99% of the NBA can do
That's
now.
it.
Point nine.
I'll say, y'all said we're not gonna deep dive into it. Let's not deep dive
Oh,
into it.
and we definitely not. I'm gonna end the segment here, even though Austin Reeves would have been just as good as Michael Jordan. But
Way better.
this has been
That's wild.
this has
That's
been the sports segment. I want to thank our special guest for coming on. We appreciate you. We definitely want to have you on for future segments, but stick with us because you're not done with us yet. You feel me? We not paying you, but I need your service. All right.
Oh.
This has been Bomba. Don't do this. Don't do this.
What you doing to them?
This has been the sports segment. Aaron, can you tell everybody where they can find you at, man?
Absolutely. You all can go find me at Instagram at _relentless15. You can go find my podcast on Spotify or anywhere you listen to a podcast. It's called Woke. Put it in quotation marks. It's WOKE. Very simple. I do it like that because I do not think I am the wokest individual in the room because I am not that arrogant. So definitely go listen to it. Also go listen to my other podcast, The Unpopular Arena, and bring your strongest unpopular opinions to battle.
Sounds good. We're going to link all those in the description. Again, like, share, subscribe, send this to your friends, send this to your family. You already know how we end this, man. Your grandma was the only one that saw Wilt Chamberlain score 100. So send this to your grandma so she can criticize Bamba for not believing in this. And
I put 70 on her.
stop. All
In
right.
her.
No, you're done. We're